Hi, this is Miss Renzi again, and this is the pre-recorded lesson for May 13th and 14th. If you were not able to make the live Zoom, this video will kind of walk you through what it is you need to do for today. Okay, let's get started. So today's agenda is that we're going to write our own Greek myth. So this video is going to be pretty short. The main sort of use of your time for this lesson is going to be in actually writing. If you have not done the May 11th and 12th lesson, then you're probably not going to be able to do this lesson, and you should go back and do that one first. Okay, the second thing on our agenda is to decide if you want to use the graphic organizer or not. I'm going to show you the graphic organizer, and you can decide for this lesson whether you'd like to use it or not. Some people might find it helpful, other people might not need it. And then 4, time to write. Okay. So today's assignment is to write our own Greek style myth. So you're going to take your idea from Monday and Tuesday, and you're going to turn it into your own myth. You should have sent yourself a copy of your own responses from Monday and Tuesday. It should be in your email. So if you go into your email, Google Forms should have sent you an email, and the Google Forms email will say, this is a copy of your submitted response. And so what you should do is open it up to remind yourself of what you wrote, what the characters in your myth were, what the events in your myth were, and most importantly, what kind of question did your myth answer? Was it a question about nature? Where does thunder and lightning come from? Or was it a question about how humans should act? Should people be vain? Should they be greedy? No, they shouldn't. Okay. If you did not press submit and say, send me a copy of my own responses, I can't help you. I can't, I don't have access to your actual form itself in a way that I can then send it to you. Like I can't, there's nothing I can do about it. So I can read it, but there's no way for me to send it back to you. So you might just need to remember. I hope you remembered to do it. Okay. So remind yourself of the myth that you were planning to write, and now we're going to write it. So in the chat box, if this were the live Zoom, I would ask you to type in the question that you're going to have your myth answer. I'd still love to hear from you, so you may, if you wish, send me an email or text me 617-804-1403 telling me what question you hope that your myth is going to answer. Now, the real task for today is writing, and to write the myth, you have to decide for yourself if you want to use the support of the graphic organizer or not. So I'm going to show you the graphic organizer and walk you through it, and you can use that if you want to. Or if you're really ready to just freehand write your myth, you're welcome to just type it into the other document. You only need to do one. So you do not need to fill out the graphic organizer and then copy and paste everything into the other document. Okay, so you only need to submit one. That'll be enough. Okay, let's escape out of the slideshow and look at the graphic organizer. So this is the graphic organizer, and it says if you choose to, you may fill out this graphic organizer to help you with your myth. And so there's a bunch of little questions. How many are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. So let's just read them, right? So the first question says, explain what question about nature or human life this myth will answer. So for example, like a sentence starter is, you could start out by saying, this myth will explain the story of, right? The second question says, describe the setting of the myth. So tell me where and when it's taking place. A long, long time ago in a planet far away, or this morning on Thursday. Okay. Introduce your main characters. So who's the myth about? So, this myth is about a young boy named so-and-so, or this myth is about an old woman named whatever, right? Then start the story. So have events happen to your character. Describe what's happening to them. Describe how things look, how they sound, maybe how they feel, if it's a food, how it tastes, and even you could talk about how things smell. Be descriptive and tell me the events that are happening to your character. And then there's a box that says, what's the middle of the story? So the middle of the story is where an event happens that just changes the way the characters are going. Like they're trotting along in their life one way, and then this event happens to them and now they're on a different path, right? So King Midas is greedy and he asks for the ability to turn things into gold by touching them. Boom, he gets that ability, left turn in his life, because now everything he tries to touch turns to gold, even his food. That's horrible. Okay, imagine being so hungry and all you want to do is eat, but the minute your lips touch the food, it turns to gold. Horrible. Okay. And then the ending of the story is, how does your character end up? So don't just leave us hanging, right? Now everything he touched turned to gold, and the minute he tried to eat food, it would turn into gold. Well, what happens to him? Does he starve to death? Does someone intervene and rescue him? What happens? So you need to end the story as well. How does your character end up? And then the final question is, what's the lesson of the story? What were the Greeks supposed to learn from this fake myth that you're writing? Okay. So for some of you, I think that this graphic organizer will really help order your thinking and help you write a better story. For others of you, you may not need it. So let's just look at the other one. So this is just a blank form that most of you are very familiar with. It's just the writing prompt form I use. You erase the brackets and write your name. You erase where it says title of myth, you erase title of myth and the brackets, and you write your title, which you are going to come up with. And then you delete the starter line, including the brackets, delete the brackets too, and you start typing your myth, right? So this is for somebody who really already has a very clear sense of what they want to happen and how they want it to say. Okay, so I'm gonna close out these windows and I'm gonna go back into my slides. Is there anything else I need to say before I say, go ahead and write? Nope, it says time to write. I wanna make sure you have time to write. So what the slide says is that I'll be here in the Zoom. Obviously, I will not be in a Zoom if you're watching it at 3 in the morning on Friday, right? But you can always email me or text me at 617-804-1403 to ask me questions. Obviously, if it's the middle of the night, I will not be texting you back right away. But you can feel free to text me whenever or email me whenever, and I will get back to you as soon as I can with help. We can even video chat if that would help you. Okay, thank you so much for your time. I am going to stop my recording. Have a nice day.